What's up, world? It's your girl T Fizzle. Okay, so y'all been asking me all week for my opinion on the whole Chris Brown situation. I'm sure by now you guys have all heard about Chris Brown's temper tantrum that he threw on Good Morning America. Y'all been wanting my opinion about the situation, so here goes my opinion. Chris Brown, Chris mother-ucking Breezy. I'm gonna need you to calm down a little bit. You a little bit too damn angry for no damn reason. First of all, I'm gonna need Team Breezy to fall the hell back and quit making excuses for Chris Brown. Y'all are some of the most hypocritical stands I have ever seen. Now, I thought Lil Wayne stands were bad, but Lil Wayne stands ain't got shit on Chris Breezy stands. Y'all are off the chain. So my question is this. This is what I want to ask everybody. How is somebody grown when it's convenient for them? That's my question. Now, when he was caught blowing trees in his truck, I was on Twitter making excuses for him and saying he was grown and he has a right to smoke weed, which is very true. He has a right to blow trees all day, every day if that's what he chooses to do. And then when his new pictures leaked out, y'all was on Twitter talking about he grown. You know, obviously he grown because he hung like a horse and all this other shit. So he's grown when it comes to new pictures. He's grown when it comes to blowing trees and getting caught. But when he gets asked a question on Good Morning America, all of a sudden he's a little boy. Where they do that at? How are you grown when it's only convenient for you? You have 16-year-olds in this country that can be charged as adults. But then y'all sit here and say that a man who is clearly an adult is a kid whenever it comes to him messing up or making mistakes. I don't get that. I don't understand how his adult past gets thrown out the window whenever it's convenient for him. You know, as soon as he messes up, he's a little kid and he's a little boy. I don't understand that at all. Now, before y'all cuss me out and call me all types of haters and all this other shit, I'll be the first to say I'm a Chris Brown fan. And there's a difference between being a fan and a stan. I'm a fan of his music. I'm not a fan of him really as a person, but I'm a fan of his music. He makes good music. He's very talented and he can dance his ass off. But with that being said, being a fan, I can sit there and just be a fan and not co-sign with his bullshit. But you stans, you guys don't know how to be fans, and that's my issue with these stans. You guys make constant excuses for celebrities and their BS. What I found really funny was when Willow Smith supposedly sent out this tweet on Twitter. I couldn't believe how quick people went in on this little girl. People were calling this little girl ugly. They were saying she's whack. I mean, was straight up disrespecting this child because this child supposedly had an opinion. Now, Rock Nation is claiming that her Twitter was hacked, which I don't believe. They're saying that Willow didn't send it out. But let's say, hypothetically, the little girl sent it out. People are saying, well, she ain't got no business being on Twitter. She needs to stay out of grown folks' business. Children are just like little adults. They have opinions on situations as well. Why is she not allowed to have an opinion? Because she's 10? I mean, people forget what it is to be a kid. When I was a kid, I had opinions on all types of stuff. You know, she has a right to her opinion, and for people to call her ugly and talk shit about her, I don't understand that. So you guys will make excuses for an adult, but then when it's really a child, all of a sudden she's not a child. All of a sudden she needs to stay out of grown folks' business. All of a sudden, you know, she's not shit, and everybody wants to go in on Willow Smith, but then y'all sit here and defend Chris Brown and he's a grown man. Everybody saying that Robin Roberts was so harsh on him and that was such a bad interview and she sidetracked him and all these other excuses that people came up with. Did y'all not watch the Matt Lauer interview when he interviewed Kanye West? That was a hard interview. Robin was nothing like Matt Lauer. Let me refresh your memory.
You made it a little more sinister that the federal response to Katrina was because of race. And so do you regret having said that now? Play the tape. Don't even listen this time. I want you to just look at his face when he is commenting about you. And just look at him. I mean, this is the most emotional he got during my entire 3.5-hour interview with him. What would you say to him if he would meet with you face to face? And I'm not sure he would, but if he would.
You know, I mean, I didn't need you guys to show me the tape in order to like prompt my emotion to what I'm going to say. You know?
No, I'm just asking you. When you look at his face, what would you say to him?
I mean, pre-looking at his face, I came up here because I wanted to say something to him right after the fact.
And some people said this wasn't a guy expressing his musical preference. This was a guy who was making a statement about race, that Beyonce was better than Taylor Swift, and you got accused of racism.
Yeah, exactly. And I just, how am I supposed to talk if you're going to run this thing in the middle while I'm talking?
It's under. You won't be hearing it.
But I'm hearing it while I'm trying to talk.
Okay, can you take the sound out of the overheads, please? Just pick up. You said it wasn't a race thing.
Please don't let that happen again. It's like ridiculous.
Now, if Kanye West can get constantly asked about the whole Taylor Swift incident, he didn't beat Taylor Swift. He didn't cuss her out. He interrupted her speech. If he can constantly be asked about that bullshit, who is Chris Brown to think that people are not going to ask him about him whooping Rihanna's ass? Now, do I agree with the media bringing back old shit and constantly throwing up in Chris Brown's face? No, I don't agree with that. But that's what they do. That's the media's job. They love to uplift celebrities and then tear them down. And basically, Chris Brown gave them the ammunition to do so. If he wanted to strictly talk about his album, then he should have kept his ass on 106 & Park. You can't go on a show like ABC Good Morning America and expect for them to strictly talk about your album. That's a whole nother audience. Most people who watch Good Morning America are middle-aged housewives. They don't give a damn about your album, Chris. They want to know why you beat that little girl ass. That's the question that they want to know. So, of course, Good Morning America is going to ask that question because that's what their audience is wondering. So, if you don't like those type of questions, I suggest you stay on BET or MTV, stay on music-related TV show. Imagine if Michael Jackson threw fits every time somebody asked him about being a pedophile or a child molester. The media would have had more of a field day with him than they were already having with him. You know, Michael Jackson is still coined a pedophile, and he was found not guilty. So Chris needs to realize when you make big mistakes in the media, they're going to follow you, and people are going to constantly have questions. They did it to the King of Pop, so of course they're going to do it to Chris Brown. Then Chris goes on 106 & Park and he apologizes. Now that was comical to me. What kind of irritated me with his apology is, one, it was half-assed. And what I don't understand is the whole time he was on 106 & Park, he had on his glasses for like a split second at the beginning. But when he was talking and kicking it with Roxy and them, he didn't have on no glasses. Then when it came to him apologizing, then all of a sudden, I want to tell everybody that I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault. ABC blindsided me, and you know, I just think that y'all need to just don't be going on Twitter threatening Robin. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about positivity and stuff, and y'all gotta be nice, and I'm sorry if I scared anybody, and I'm sorry that I was being angry, but you know, I told them what questions to ask me and they chose not to. Do y'all see how stupid I look with these glasses on? I made a whole video without glasses, and then when it came to me talking about something serious, I threw on some thick ass nerd glasses. Do y'all see how ridiculous I look? Chris, stop that shit. Sad nerd fail. I think Chris Brown needs to chill out and work on his anger issues. Chris needs to realize the type of country he lives in and the way our media works. Every time he acts out, he's playing right into the media's hands. That's what they want to see. American media thrives off of nonsense, rumors, gossip, anything controversial or salacious. Chris Brown needs to realize that. Chris needs to realize that he's not going to win against the media. And people like Robin Roberts, Matt Lauer, and other, media affiliates, they're not interested in your story. They don't really care about anything but ratings and bringing more publicity to their network, to their station, to their channel. They have a vested interest in making money. They don't care about your personal feelings or how bad these questions make you look. So in the future, Chris Brown, I'm going to need you to never, ever, ever, ever approve questions unless you have a sensible, calm response to the questions. You need to realize that you're under a media spotlight. So anything that the media can do to set you off, they are going to do that. They are going to set you off, point blank, period. The media loves to get a reaction out of people, and you need to stop giving them a reaction. Let your music, let your talent speak for themselves. You ain't got to do another interview again if you don't want to. Michael Jackson refused to do any more interviews after that trial. And then Michael Jackson came out and said he was going to, do one last tour, and them damn tickets sold out within 24 hours. That's what you do to the media. You don't feed into their stuff. Fall back a little bit, keep making your good music, and call it a day. Okay, and one more thing. Y'all always be like, T, I love your videos, and T, I agree with you, and girl, you was my homegirl, me and you should kick it. When y'all say stuff like that, but then y'all don't thumbs me up. Okay, well, if I'm your homegirl for life, can you please thumbs up my video? Please, please, please. I'd really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd.